Okay, I was at Anchor Electronics the other day and bought a few things, and I ran across this, which is pretty amazing. And for $10, I had to buy it. So what is this thing? It's a big piece of aluminum, I guess. Maybe it's brass. It's conceivable. I don't know. How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh? It must be aluminum. Yeah, it must be aluminum. So it was $10. Let's take a look here. Let's zoom out here. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Won't fit in camera. It will not fit in camera. We go with this end. We can see that it has a flange on it. Okay. I'll move the camera here so we can get a good view of this thing. Okay, there we go. It's got a big flange on it. It's a waveguide. Nice big waveguide. It's 18 by 35, whatever that is. It's bigger than anything I've got. And so let's see here. Let's look at it here. Let me bring it in camera here. We're going to need a bigger boat. Oh God, all the way to the other end. And look at that. It's got two flanges on the other end. Let me turn it around. Thing's heavy. All right, so it's got a flange here. So it's got one that goes all the way through. Can you see all the way through? There it is. Yeah, move the camera a little bit here. There it goes. You can see all the way through here. So that one goes all the way through. And that's got a right angle doohickey over here. Yeah, so, oh God. It goes almost the whole distance as well. It's a little bit shorter. It stops here. All right, oof. Let me put this thing down. Okay, it was made by Densitron, made in Canada. It's a DIR 137-10F1, serial number 861-1. And there's another sticker on it over here. It says gigahertzes and dBs. And so what is it? It's a coupler. And it couples about 10 dB. And they've measured it here, so it goes between 10.4, 10.6, 10.8, 10.8, 10.6, 10.4. So here's a range. And we can use it from about 6 to 8 gigahertz kind of range. And why is it so damn big? it's just giant. Like, it's just giant. It goes way over there. Okay, let's compare it to let's see, what is this? A 8 gigahertz. Let's compare it to another coupler I have in that range. Here's a nice little coupler. This one works from 2 gigahertz to 18 gigahertz. It's a tiny, tiny little thing, right? This other thing is giant. So yeah. So why do you want to use Waveguide instead of coax? Well, Waveguide is lossless, basically. It has very little loss in it. And how much power could you put through this thing? Could you put a megawatt of power through this thing? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the maximum amount of power you can put through this stuff is. Somebody comment below if you know. So the way these things work is it has a waveguide on the top and a waveguide on the bottom, and you need to have coupling between the two. And they do that by drilling a whole bunch of holes to leak a little bit of the RF from one side to the other. And this is this one is a 2-hole design, which means there's 2 rows of holes. Some have just 1 row of holes down the center. This one has a pair of holes, so it runs up and down. I'll show a picture here of what those holes might look like. They kind of ease the EM wave, they ease it in by starting out with small holes, and then they go to big holes, and they go back to small holes. And that's a particular type of design. I tried to photograph the inside and show you the holes. It's a very, very difficult thing to photograph. So it's confusing because it's kind of reflective inside and you get kind of a hall of mirrors effect. But I think you can see here, I'm trying to go through focus and you can see maybe there's some holes on the roof of this thing. Then I decided to use a boroscope that I have, not the greatest one, but it allows me to push it in there. And I think you can see there that there are these really straight-walled holes. That's what's going on in there. Anyway, there you go. I don't have any adapters, so I can't inject signals in this as we speak. I'll have to be on the lookout for some adapters and maybe a crystal detector to play with these things. But this one's just monstrous. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Makes for a good workout bar, that's for sure. It's got some interesting plating on the inside. It looks like it's. It almost looks like it's maybe it's made out of brass, and then it has like a copper coating on the inside. The walls of the actual waveguide are copper coated, so for good conductivity. It's just a skin effect that you're worried about, and you just need to make sure that you have very good conductivity in these things. And yeah, this one looks like to be in great shape. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I couldn't pass it up.